Hey, hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the Locho Stream Twitch channel. I am your host, Little Redhead, and I will be taking you around the world of Middle Earth, or at least a small portion of it. The world is very large in Middle Earth. You can't see it all in 2 hours. And you can't even ride to Mordor in 2 hours. I think somebody said they took a war horse and it took them like 2.5 or 4 hours, something like that. So the world is big. Anyway, here we are in Bree. We are standing right outside of Bree Town. I just realized I forgot to change something. Hang on just a second. Let's do... I have my graphics. I keep changing them because I have been playing multiple characters at the same time. So sometimes I need to have just one window to work with. And I need to be able to move them around, you know. So, as opposed to taking up the entire screen. So, we are good with being full screen today, though. You guys get the full experience. All right, so yes, we are here outside of Breetown because I wanted to show you. So, it is the time of year when the Yule Fest is happening in Lord of the Rings Online. Which is where we are. And Lord of the Rings Online, not Yule Fest. Not yet. We'll be there soon. So I wanted to show you one of the ways in which you can get there. And then so you kind of see what it's like when you arrive on the scene. And then we'll go from there. All right. So let's run into town. So we're here at the West Gate of Bree. You will probably have some familiarity with that if you've played Lotro for any period of time yet. It seems like all roads lead to Bree, right? So we've come in through the West Gate of Bree. So you can see we are right here. Oh, you know what I might do on stream with your help, actually. You know what? We're going to divert for just a minute because I have B4 sitting here next to me and he is the plugins guy extraordinaire. So now this is a UI thing and not a plugins thing, but it's user interface stuff. But so I have let me go back into my options panel here, which I'm getting to with a shortcut of Control O, by the way, in case you are curious about that. So we're going to pause and I'm going to show you how to do some UI stuff here on stream. I can't remember how to get back to chatty. There we go. Yes, thank you, Moobot. So we are going to go to Lotro interface. So I'm going to open that over on the side. You cannot see it. And there is a dealio. So under my UI settings, okay, let me rewind. I use the JRR Skins collection. I quite like it. It allows me to have things like my screen looks like this with all the little frills and things at the bottom, and like my my radar looks kind of fun. And you notice I have this window up and it's got like a Hobbit standing here, and we've got all sorts of leaves and fun stuff going on there. And this is the Delving Hills UI. And the reason the way I get to this is by going to my UI settings after I had downloaded it and put it in, it's in the right folder per the instructions online. Then when you scroll down about halfway down, maybe a little more than halfway down, under, UI settings, here it is. Okay, 2/3 of the way down. See how it says current user skin, and I'm using the JRR Delving Hills wide 2. I like the wide version. You can get some that have like kind of take away some of the other bits and bobs, like if you don't use that very often. I do use that stuff often, so I like having it there. So one of the things that can happen with this, so it by default gives to you a really cool wardrobe. So for example, if I want to see, what does this look like on me? Notice how my dressing room is nice and big, right? Like it just pops this thing right open, and I've got all the play around stuff here. It's all the same, but it gives it to me in a much bigger thing. So that's one thing I really like. That comes by default with all of these skins. Another thing that comes by default with these skins is the map takes up only a portion of your screen and not the entire screen. That can be really nice in some ways because, maybe you just want to have a little bit in the corner, but you still want to be able to see like, hey, I want to pull up the map, but I'm still running through Bree. So, I can see Bree's happening on the side there, right? So that can be useful, but there's a thing you can do, a diddle-dee with the code. I know it's a technical term, right? Where you can make the map back to your full screen. And that is what I want. So I did that previously. And there was a recent update in the JRR skins. So I haven't gone back and changed it back to the full screen map. So I want to do that, and I'll do that here with you. Hopefully I can walk through and tell you what I'm doing. And therefore, if anybody out there wants to do this in the future, you can watch this and you'll be like, aha, this is how we do it. So I've gone to Lotro Interface downloads to that page that we actually posted there in the chat just a moment ago, which took me to the JRR Skins collection. And if you scroll down, not too far actually, into the instructions, and you get something that says, there's a FAQ, and it says, how can I restore the full screen map? So like, I'm not the first person who was like, small is interesting, but I like the big. So use a text editor software. So I often use Sublime Text, and I'm going to open a very specific file. So I'm going to open up, oops, my mouse just been weird. Yeah, I do. Let's see if we can make that happen. All right, let me make this smaller. You can see it. Yeah, I have to switch over to my profile. Okay, so check this out. So I've gone to the website, and I've added some Christmas decorations to the middle of my world here. Okay, so I'm at that website. I'm at the Lotro Interface website, and I'm at the JR Skins download page. I'm going to scroll down, and you see there's some instructions, there's some information, all sorts of goodies, and then we get down to, and he shows you how to load it up, some enhancements, that are part of it. Okay, so here's our FAQ. And if I scroll down just a little bit more, here it is. How can I restore the full screen map? That's what I want to do. So I need to go find and open a file by that name. So I'm going to go into my file world. Lord of the Rings Online is where it's going to be. But I'm guessing I go back up to documents? No. UI. Okay. So this is where he's going to talk me through this. So I'm going to go into UI.
Maybe make this.
Make it smaller? Sure.
You can see your instructions.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Go in, open the, located in the folder of the theme you want to tweak. Okay. So it's going to be under skins then. JR skins collection. Now, the one I'm currently using, what did we say I was using? What was it? I got to pull it back up. Hang on. Delving Hills. Delving Hills wide 2. Okay. So we want to tweak Delving Hills wide 2. Delving Hills. Here's Delving Hills. Thank you. And, okay, so look for these lines. So I need to find skin definition.xml. Where am I going to find that?
Maybe go into the wide 2 folder.
I don't see a wide 2 folder. Oh, aha! Oh, that, no. Universal? Wide toolbar 2? Maybe that's it. Let's check there. And skin definition, XML document. Okay, this looks like we're on the right track. Okay, so I don't want an extension, thank you. I want to close this? Oh, right, because I don't want to open it there. I want to open it in Sublime Text. I can just drag it into Sublime Text, right?
Yes, and then drag that back onto your screen.
I will. All right. Wonder, can I just pull this off? Sweet. Okay, so now I have this giant file open, and this is the part where I started to go, huh, hey honey, what am I supposed to do here? So, but it has the instructions. Let me see if I can scooch this down so we can read it. All right, locate in the folder, and then look for these lines. You can use Control F and delete them. This is where I'm like, are you sure? And he says, yes, I'm sure. Like, we do this every time. All right, so I'm going to look for panel file ID equals, but it's not map panel. Still panel. That's vendor window.
Just copy paste the thing out.
Oh, you know what? I forget that copying and pasting is better than typing because typing has potential for typos. See? Okay. Here we go. So panel file dot ID UI skin map panel element ID map background X0 Y0 width 124 height
Where it is and
element
how big it is.
and panel file. Okay, so I'm being told that this is basically telling the game this is where the map is up in the corner, and this is how big to make it, right? Whereas my whole screen is right. So if I get rid of this, it's not going to make it small. So, okay, look for these lines and delete them. Then save the file and relaunch Lotro. Okay, so we're going to delete this. And we have to save it. All right, so then do I need to close that file or it's fine?
No, but the next time you launch Lotro, that fix will be applied.
Next time I launch Lotro, the fix should be applied. Okay, so there we go. We did some exciting things on stream. I probably will not worry about launching it right now. We'll wait and do that when we come back together again. But yay, we did a thing. Go team. Okay. Now, the next time we come on, I will see a different size map, which will be great. Yes, that's true. V4 does point out that if you preferred to have your map centered, or if you wanted a different size, a little bit smaller, a little bigger, or whatever, you can actually go in and tweak those numbers right there. And if I ever was like, oh, you know what, I really do like that map when I'm in this other thing, you know, I can copy and paste that back in. So not all is not lost. It just is one of those things where it's like, it's nice to have somebody holding your hand when you do it. So I thought I would do that while we were here together on stream, holding each other's hand, as it were. All right, so let's go to the Yule Festival. So I'm in Westbury, as we talked about, and I'm going to click on this festival announcer, Stable Master, who's nearby the regular Westbury Stable Master. He just has one location, and that is Winterhome. So I'm going to travel to Winterhome. Yay, let's go. So when we get there, we have our usual assortment of things. Look at that pretty stuff. We have somebody who is going to give us some quests, and then, you know, saying, go do things, go have fun. And then there's going to be lots of other people who then give us quests that we go do. So she here, Mara Sandy Downs, let's see, again, I think, oh, I'm in the middle. I've picked up the wrapper to go away and go do quests, which is our daily wrapper, and it's called In the Spirit of Yule. So I've been slowly working my through that each day. So I've currently done 8 things towards that, do that daily thing. So as I have mentioned on previous things, oh, hello, Megan, welcome back. On previous streams, I've said, hey, you know, you can pick up this daily wrapper. If you don't get it all done in a day, come back. Eventually, when you do finish it, turn it in, and then, you know, you can start it anew the next day. So that's where I'm at. So that's why she doesn't have this quest for me, because I still have the quest from the previous time I picked it up from her, which was like a couple days ago, I think. I've been very lax about doing the festival on Rosenbloom on Treebeard this year, because I have most of the things I want already, and there's a couple of new things in the festival, so I've been grabbing a few things, but mainly I've started, well, when Anor shut down over, is Yule mostly cosmetic is the question. We'll come back to that here in a second. When Anor shut down, I moved all my characters from there, all or most, one of the two, over to Crick Hollow. So my folks over on Crick Hollow, somehow I'm missing some wallpapers or something. I'm not sure what I did with them. So I've been trying to focus on Crick Hollow and doing some stuff over there. But while I'm here talking to Mara, she has another quest for me, and this is one I have been doing every day, and that is a mission to bring good cheer. And there was some confusion about that because it's not spelled out a lot in here. But basically she says, you know, you come to Frostbluff, that's great, but there's more to Yule than just here. Go bring some Yule cheer to folks in need of aid across Middle Earth, which is basically just flavor text. It's not really giving you any indication as to what to do. The only indication of what to do you have is right here, which is complete a mission. And they literally mean any mission anywhere in the game. Okay, but the question was, is Yule mainly cosmetic? So there's a number of deeds that you can do. In fact, let's take a look. Actually, I'll do it in the other one. For, let's see, class, race, and social, there's a deed where you can build, there's 5 different snowmen that you can do. Once you have built one of each of those 5, you get a title, Gatherer of Cool Company, and you get a housing item that's a broken snowman. So throughout the festival, there's a lot of things like that. There are deeds you can complete that give you titles, occasionally housing items. I have also earned a bunch of titles through the Frostbluff Theater, like villain, protagonist, star of the show, various things like that. There's like 7 or 8 different titles that you can get. Oh, you started playing last week. Nice, welcome. You're up to level 20 and you got the Yule Holly Steed. Good call, very good call, yes. So there's various deeds that you can complete in the Frostbluff Theater, all sorts of good things there. Quite a lot. In fact, I can show you like the full length of how many things. Let me scroll down to, this is the deed tracker, which is another plugin that I really like to use. And if I scroll down to, oh, I went past it. No, I didn't. Perfect Picnic, Harvest Festival, Durance Day, Yule Festival. So you see here's the beginning of the Yule Festival. And here's all the deeds that I have completed for this festival so far. So Monstrous Feast, that's doing a quest where you eat at various tables, and you have a certain amount of time to get it done. And if you do all 5 of the tables, you do that 8 times, then you get that one, and you get the title Feast Beast. I've earned the villain, the protagonist, the extra, the laughingstock, and the star of the show titles. And I threw Frostbluff petals and rotten fruit at people in the theater many times, thus getting me the title the Bard, which through the other things I got the title of Thespian also. There was snowballs to do. There was giving coins. That's a hidden deed. More the merrier, which is just doing deeds or doing quests in Winterhome. Cool Reception, that's the one I was showing you about the snowmen. And then there's some consumables you can do, which do some funny little effects. And once you do them 300 times, then you get a permanent ability, and you finish the deed. So the only thing I haven't done is Bringer of Good Cheer, because that is where you have to do a mission 40 times throughout the festival, and you can only get credit for doing 1 per day. So that's why I'm doing that thing that Mara gave me. Hey, somebody just threw a snowball at me. Excellent, well done. So yes, you can throw snowballs at people in the game. It's fantastic. So when you are at Winterhome, and so Frostbluff is the big area and Winterhome is the town that we're in. When you come in, you'll see there's a stage over to the side, and there's these 2 fellows here, and they are the vendors who have stuff for this festival. Alex Gray over on the right, he has the new stuff. So the Golden Festival tokens, he can tell you about that. Don't worry about that too much. But the barter items, he has 6 pages of stuff. So you might take a few minutes. The new stuff is always listed first, and then you start getting into some of the older stuff. So just even on this front page, you've got some cosmetics, which look, let's see, let me scoot them so I can click through and show you. So that's the new mantle. It's like a back item, so it takes place of a cloak. Boots, mittens, cap, clothes, there we go. So this is the full outfit of the new stuff, never minding the thing around my neck here. But yeah, there's new boots you could get, new outfit, mittens, cute little mittens, funny hat, and this scarf that hangs down your back really far. So that's fun. That's the new stuff for this year. They often will do like some new cosmetics or new housing items or new mount, sometimes all 3. They used to always do that for like a period of about 8 years. But then things got a little busy, and so now it's not always that you're always going to have each one of those things, but that's okay. All right, so the new rewards, we were just looking at that. Those are the new clothes. You can get a gift wrapped version that you can give to somebody else, because those things I was just showing to you, if I were to get them right now, they're bound to my account. I can't give them to you in the game, for example. But if you get the gift wrapped version, don't open it, just give them the box, and then they open it. The box itself is not bound, so you can give that around. You can find it on the auction house, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool. Now we're getting into some housing items, so I can't like bring up a preview of them, but there is a website. There's a person, Yao, who lives in France, and they have a website, Deco de Milieu, and do you want to put that in the chat if you have a sec? Thanks. And on there you'll see Yao goes and gets screenshots of every single housing item in the game. It's a massive, massive website. It's incredible. But it's fantastic. basically, he goes and he gets the thing and he takes a picture like in an empty room, Belfast house, house room, and so you can just see it by itself without too much distraction around it, and you can kind of see how big it is and like what does it look like in space and that sort of thing. So so if you do ever want to see, well, what does this look like, go to Yav's website, go to Deco Demio. It's fantastic. So these are some new housing items. So I don't have the deer, but I did get the mitten shelf, and it is super cute. And I got the wreath. I like the wreath, but I think I like some of the other wreaths better, so I might swap that out at some point. And then there's also a wheeled chair. It doesn't actually move, but it's got like a wheel on the back and then pegs in the front, so you could like tilt it and roll it, in your mind's eye. There's a festive Yule goat kid. That's a cosmetic pet. So let me show you mine. So I have him. He's right here. He's so cute. So there's my little goat. My little goat kid. So that's what he looks like. So a cosmetic pet is a pet that just follows you around. It doesn't help you in combat. It doesn't give you any buffs or anything like that. It just, well, I mean, except for like serotonin. It's very cute. Yes, that's the whole point for me of cosmetic pets, is they're cute. And they just make me happy. Because they're adorable. And then, let's see, this year we've got a new mount. That is the Snow Strider's steed. And I can actually show you up the hill where you can see some better images of steeds. And then the last three things that are here. So the caparison, I'm going to say caparison. I'm not sure how you're actually supposed to pronounce that. The headpiece and the saddle, those are versions of that steed, but these are war steed cosmetics. So you don't need to worry about that at level 20. That's just like a level 75 thing. You got plenty of time before you need to worry about those. But if you are like super in love with your mount and you're like, man, when I get to having a war steed, I want it to look like this, getting those pieces ahead of time, you can totally do that. And it just like sticks it aside for you. You won't see it, but it's there. And it's good to do that on the year that it comes out, because like these items are the same year, so 2022, as this steed. It'll still be around in 23 for festival tokens. It might be around in 24 for festival tokens, but by the time you get to 2025, it'll probably be only available for mithril coins, both the main steed and the war steed cosmetics. So, and when I'm saying war steed cosmetics, I mean, it really is a lot like your character's cosmetics. Like, like I have, I use the wardrobe, so I have like a wardrobe full of stuff, right? And then on my character, I have this tab for cosmetic outfits. Now you have your equipment outfit, which is what I'm wearing. It looks terrible. But then you have like outfit 1 and outfit 2 slots by default. If you have, I think you might not have the wardrobe if you're free to play. But I think you still get outfit slots 1 and 2. So I'm pretty sure, you do, because I've been doing that I have some alt accounts, and they're free to play, and I do have it on them. So you can drag things onto your character here, and then you're like, hey, wear this. So everybody sees your character looking like that, and not in their, adventuring equipment that may not match as pretty. May not have the same look as to what you want. When you get to the war steed, you'll have a window somewhat similar to this, where it'll have like things, it kind of blends together the wardrobe and this character panel. And so you can like just pick and choose the various things that you want to put on your war steed. So that's kind of fun. Okay, so then that's the new rewards. Then festival gifts, this is where you can buy those boxes of the various cosmetic outfit items and give them to other people. So these are all things that your character would wear. That's what those are. The more the merrier steed. And there's 3 steeds that they have listed still right now. Usually it was just 2 and the third one drops off and is mithril coin only. But right now, all 3 of these are available for festival tokens. So the Yule Gala steed is the oldest one. So that's, you might want to try and save up enough tokens to get that one also before the festival is over, because I would expect next year that one's going to be only mithril coins. And mithril coins are more expensive. So if you can get something for in-game currency, always a better idea. And then, yeah, this is your Snow Strider steed. That's the newest one. There's a whole page of cosmetic pets and an emote. There's a Frost Breath emote, which, let me see, is it Frost Breath? Apparently not. Let me see. Apparently I don't know how to do the right command. What is it? Frost underscore breath. Okay, let me try that again. All right, so here we go. You can watch my little girl here. Yeah, we make little snowflakes in the air. That's kind of cute. So obviously I have purchased that emote. And it looks like I've purchased all the cosmetic pets. And then you can see things from the past. So past cosmetics, past housing items. That's pretty much what's in this category. The Yule candle is something you carry. Goes in your hand. A lot of those other below are housing items. There's some really nice wreaths. Rewards of Yule's Past #2. So again, more cosmetics. And there's some really great cosmetics though in this festival. Like the Yule mug is great. I love carrying that around, as well as the Yule sparkler. The ornate winter cloak, and let's see, jacket and trousers is a nice look. The dress is also really good, and you can add dye to these to change their colors. The fur mantle is one of my favorite pieces. I use it a lot. The woodland crown I don't wear too much because I usually am playing a Hobbit and it just looks kind of a little bit too pretentious to me on a Hobbit, but it looks good on an elf, as does the gala-worthy shoulders. Those are really good. Poinsettia crown. Oh, here we go. The gala-worthy stuff is nice. I like the gala, the gloves, mantle, trousers, and boots. Now let's do the tunic. There we go. This is the gala-worthy tunic and jacket, and it looks really good. It's good on hobbits. It's also good on elves. It's really good on elves. So there's some great cosmetics to be found. Oh, and this cloak. This is a great cloak. It looks like little snowflakes. It's so good. Now, if you're in the dressing room and you want to see, well, what does it look like if it was a different color, you click on the arrow. So notice this one is grayed out. That's why I wanted to mention this. That means you cannot dye this item. It will not let you. So there are some things that by default, it is the color it is, and there's no changes to it. As opposed to like the dress that I'm wearing, where that'd be a chest color, and I could change it to black. I can change it to red. Now the red's nice. I could change it to violet. Like, this dress is fantastic. This dress, like, they just knocked it out of the park when they made this one. I could change it to burgundy. Well, that's a really nice gradient of colors. How about a forest green? That's pretty too. See, like, oh, I just love this dress. Or make it purple, you know. So you've got, so some things you can just like go nuts with. Okay, and then let's see what else do we have here. We've got More the Merrier rewards, which is even more outfits. That one is fun. That Wintertide robe, actually you can dye it up some really fun colors. The Wintertide cloak that goes with it. There's the hooded version. I don't do a lot of hooded versions on my hobbits, but you can. I love the Winter Yule backpack. I use that a lot. The Winter Yule hat is kind of cute. Now, if you want to zoom in, you can click on the little head, and it like brings you closer to their head if you wanted to see something. Or like if I wanted to get a better look at like the hands and the torso. Or you could like, oh, let me see the feet. And then you can just re-click that and it zooms you back out. Like if you're looking at the boots. The tree cloak, so cute. But I love this wintry Yule robe and cloak. And I've done, let's see, not the shoulders, the chest. I think I dyed the chest, was it crimson? No, it wasn't crimson. Maybe it wasn't burgundy, was it? No, maybe it was just red. Maybe it was just straight up red. So it was like more red, because normally that's like, it has a white color to it. And I wanted to really add in more red, and I thought that was fun. So yeah, so anyway, I was playing with that, and then I made some red boots and some red gloves, and it's what my Bjorning wears, so that's nice. I know the pretzel, the giant pretzel, I love the giant pretzel. I think that came from a different festival. Let me see. It might have been, yeah. Let me see if it tells me when I hover over it. You think so? Let's see. If it's in my wardrobe, it might tell me.
I like Harvest Math.
You think Harvest Math?
Germany. Germanic.
Let's see. Pretzel. Oh, it just says item cosmetically equipped. Okay, we're thinking maybe it was the Harvest Festival, which happens like August or so. So you've got time to wait for that one to come around. That's the thing, is every one of these festivals has some really fun things that you can get for your house, for your outfit. So yeah, you want to like kind of keep an eye on it, especially in your first go around, because like I've been collecting these things over the years, and when you first start a character on a new server, you're like, oh my gosh, I want all the things, you know. Another thing they sell during most of the festivals, I was gonna say each, but there might be one or two that don't. But anyway, are dyes. So some of those dyes I was showing you most of the dyes I was showing there are ones that you can make in the game. A scholar knows how to craft dyes, and as they get higher and higher level in their skill, there's more dyes that they can have access to creating. But there are some that you get by purchasing. So Moria silver, Beligair blue, there's a dark mossy green, and a Lorien gold. Now you'll notice 2 of these are available for Yule Festival tokens, so I would buy those with my Yule Festival tokens, yay. And 2 of them are available for mithril coins. Nice thing is every year they'll swap. So basically I try to stock up on like these 2 this year, and then make sure I have enough to get me through like the next 2 years, through this year and the year after, right? And then next year I'll buy up the mossy green and the Lorien gold. So so you kind of bounce it back and forth like that. Essences, you don't need to worry about that. That's farther down the road. So that's all the cool stuff that you can get. Now, you don't have to break it out like that. Like you could just look at it where it says all, and you could just scroll from one page to the next. So like there's 6 pages. So you can scroll through all of his 6 pages like that. Jeffrey Bloomer standing next to him has a somewhat overlapping but some different set of items, and he has 4 pages of stuff. For example, you could buy a map to come right back here to travel here instead of taking a stable master to get here. But the stable master is free, so you know, whatever. These are those funny little things that you can do that I was talking about. So like I think the frosty beverage, I've done it enough times that I have the actual thing. But you sneeze and you jump up in the air like a bunch of frost on you. It's really cute.
The consumables.
Consumables, yeah, you consume them, and you consume 300 of each of them to get the things. And some of them don't have an associated deed, so not all consumables will give you a permanent skill if you do 300 of them. Just be prepared for that. Then we have some more outfit stuff. The Yule tunic and trousers, and the Yule scarf and the Yule cap are really good. Although I think, yeah, that's really good. Especially that scarf and the cap. They're really cute. So anyway, some more things there. More cosmetics. Oh, this is where you want to get these too. These boxes. So this elf gift box, Breland gift box, dwarf gift box, and hobbit gift box. Inside will be one of like 8 different things. There's some cosmetics in there that are kind of weird. But there's also like a couple backpacks. Those are super cute. There's wallpaper for your house that's very festive. Really like the festive wallpapers. I definitely have opinions about which ones I like better than others. And let's see what else is in there. Cosmetics, wallpaper. Oh, you could get a housing item that basically looks like a giant present, and you could put that in your house as a housing item. So there's a whole list of different things you can get there from those 4 racial boxes. And those are really cool. Don't bother with the Supreme Legendary gift box. I think it's a lump of coal or something. Okay, and then we've got more back to the housing items. More housing items. Oh, you can get some trees for your yard. The eye-catching outdoor Yule tree is massive. It's It's the kind of thing that you put in a kinship yard. It's fantastic. The decorated Yule tree is shorter. It's more like, well, not quite Hobbit height. It's a little bit taller than a Hobbit, but it's really cute. But the eye-catching outdoor Yule tree is the one you want if you want something huge. What'd you got? She bought me a Supreme Legendary gift box. Let's open it up and see what I get. I found a lump of coal. Oh, how funny. And then I do a little emote. Did you see that? I stomped my feet and everything. That was good. I like that. If you want to decorate your house with snowmen, there's tons of them here. You can get a snowball arena where you can throw snowballs at each other. You can buy this theater stage. Yes, these are some classics. These are great. Mistletoe for your house. It's a ceiling item. And then there's these maps. And throughout the year, at various festivals, there'll be 4 maps that you can purchase. So like this is Thorin's Gate, Forshell, Frostbluff, and the Southern Barrow Downs. And those, like just acquiring them, like holding them in your little hands, will count towards a deed. And that there's 2 of those. One is called Cartographer, and then there's another one where you have to collect a whole bunch of Moria maps, and that one's called Moria Cartographer. So, and then there's title writs to get those titles: the Thespian, Star of the Show, Protagonist, Villain, Extra, and Laughingstock. But you can earn those in the theater. You don't have to buy them. So, I know there's your whirlwind tour of that stuff. But I wanted to show you the horses too, or the steeds. So. Short people like hobbits and dwarves, we get ponies, and tall people like elves and men, Bjornings, they get horses. So when it's not been given to anybody, it's just a steed. That's the generic. So, yeah, Primic says, love the cartographer's achievement. I've always been fascinated by the maps in Lotro. There's some fun Bingo Boffin maps too, which I kind of wished were also part of a deed, but they're not. But I do like the Bingo Boffin quests. I have a lot of fun with those. So Megan says, I like that hobbits can't ride horses like in the books. Exactly. So it's really, I do appreciate like the little details that they take, you know, in the game. This came up recently, I think it was last week. Scenario is an SSG employee. I'm not. Most of us that stream on this channel are just players having a good time. But occasionally people who work at Standing Stone will stream on the channel. And so Scenario is one of those people, and he is a world builder. And so he once a month we'll do like a stroll through an area and just kind of talk about what it was like to build that area and some of the things that they did and some of the choices they made. And you know, it's really an interesting look at kind of like behind the scenes and kind of seeing things from his perspective. So he was talking about how when you go through water, like if you're going across a stream or something, if it's deep enough, like, you know, you've got like say a hobbit and an elf riding side by side. And I love the fact that the steeds are different sizes. So like the elf will be on their higher one and the hobbit will be on their shorter one. And they're going through the water. And it'll get deep enough that the hobbit will get dismounted and has to swim, whereas the elf can keep riding across. And apparently that's something that they had debated about, and they still debate about whether that should happen or not, because from a world perspective, it absolutely makes sense, and I love it because I love the immersion of it. Literal immersion if you're a hobbit. But from a gameplay perspective, if you and, you know, a group of people are riding along and some of you are dismounted and some of you are not, well, that slows you down. You have to stop, you have to wait, someone gets remounted, like all that sort of stuff. So they kind of have to debate gameplay versus immersion sometimes and decide which side to come out on. I'm very pleased that as often as they do, they come out on immersion over gameplay, and I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, so back here at the top of the stairs where we came in from using the stable master, you've got this guy who's the Yule Festival horse trader. And he will have the list of all of the horses or all the steeds that are available for festival tokens. So if you want to know what can I buy now with my festival tokens, he's the guy to talk to. And so you'll see we have the 3 steeds. We have the Yule Gala, the Shire Holly, and the Snow Striders. And then you'll see they each have their corresponding war steed pieces down below. Oh, and the Ice Flower is actually still out. And Ice Flower was even further back. You can't buy the main steed for that, but you can get the war steed stuff. The Ice Flower is really pretty. I'll show you. Let's see, let me pull up my steeds. My mounts. Ice Flower. What? I don't have it? Oh, because this is Treebeard. It's too far back. Treebeard is a server that opened a year and a half ago. So the Ice Flower steed was no longer available for festival tokens by the time we had the festival last year. That's why I don't have it. But I wish I could zoom in on the mount collection. It's really pretty. It's got like a lot of silvers and like dark gray. And the mount is kind of a dark brown. So really pretty. I like that one a lot. So anyway, so this dude here has, you'll notice just 2 of them standing here because these are the 2 most recent ones. Normally they only have 2. So the fact that the Yule Gala steed is still there is pretty exciting. I like the Yule Gala steed quite a lot. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm writing these days, isn't it? Wait, no, I'm on the Glowing Autumn on this character. I put together like a whole autumn look for her. So I bought this one for Mithril coins because it was just cool. And so she's got this kind of orange autumny look going on, you know, and so I thought that was fun. So I still have her in that. I haven't transitioned her to a wintry outfit. And at this point, I might not. I might just leave that on and then go for something in the spring. If you want to get a mount and pay Mithril coins for it, because like I did pay Mithril coins for this mount. I'm like, I want this one. Like, look at their cute little fluffy hooves, you know, the fur around the hair down there. So cute. I like this one. So if you want to do something like that, the festival trader over here, notice how she's surrounded by mounts. There's usually one of these somewhere in the festival. Just look for a whole slew of mounts standing around. There'll be a trader nearby, and they will take your mithril coins and sell you one of these horses. Well, steeds, you know, or elk. Like this one's an elk, the winter elk. Now, funny thing is, I don't think that other one ended up in here yet. It's kind of an intermediate, but you can still buy it from her. The Steed of Winter's Light. Look at that one. So pretty. You think it's an elk, but I think it's not. I think that might be actually added on. That's funny. All those candles and stuff. They're very careful. They're a cautious horse. I have, which one did I buy? Might have been that other one. I love the elk though. I've gotten that on some characters on some servers. This one's nice, the Winter Winds one. At any rate, so yes, if you are like, man, I would love to have that mount. That thing is gorgeous. You know, I will pay your mithril. Just let me have it. You can come over and talk to this lady, and she has all the different steeds listed out that you can buy. If you don't have enough mithril, you just cry. No, you don't have to. You can buy more mithril. You can go to the Lotro store, which is the little coins down at the bottom, or in my case, a stack of barrels. It's always the same location though, on your screen. And let's search for mithril. There we go. So you can buy 5 mithril coins for 50 Lotro points. And Lotro points you can earn in the game. So, I mean, you're not out of luck. You don't have to pay like real world money for this. It just might take time to accumulate enough Lotro points to buy the mithril coins that you want. Those horses or those mounts are 70, I think it was. So you'd be looking at probably, 100, spending currently 850 Lotro points, or 3 stacks of 25, which would be 750. So you might as well just go to the 100. But this is, and then they go to 250. So those are the bundles you can get. You can get 5, 25, 100, and 250. So that's how you acquire mithril coins. There's a travel skill that you can get that takes you to the middle of Bree, which is really handy. It's called Travel to Lalia's Market. And that one will cost you 3 mithril coins. So I have done that before with characters where I'm like, I have 50 Lotro points, I'm going to go buy 5 coins, and I'm going to get myself that travel skill to Lalia's Market. So, there's definitely times when it's worth it. Now, I did say that's how much they cost right now because every once in a blue moon, like we're talking every couple of years maybe, mithril coins will go on sale. It's not very often. You really got to watch for it. And it's been a while. So there's a number of us that are hoping that maybe mithril will be going on sale soon. We'll see. Yeah. And if you are looking at cost per, Lotro point per mithril coin that you get, the bigger bundle is always the better deal. Just, we've done the math for you, so yeah. But feel free to sit around and do the math. We have like a spreadsheet where we just keep track of that sort of thing. Now, one thing I will say is when you buy Lotro points, they often will have like, a bundle of whatever, like, so 500 Lotro points with a bonus 100 or something like that. And sometimes they'll do double bonus. So it's like, bonus 200 or whatever the bonus is. So that's worth keeping an eye out for, to try and get the Lotro points if you're buying those for real world money. I wait until they're like on sale for double bonus points. So that's the way to go. Okay, so now that we've kind of had a little tour of stuff and things. Oh, she's got that scarf. Check that out. Doesn't it look good? That looks nice. Yeah. And it dyes up really well. I've seen it a whole bunch of colors on various Hobbits because I spend a lot of time doing social Hobbit things. All right, so we're going to do a mission here in a minute, I think. But let me go ahead and clear through here. So I have a pending alert. I have a remote quest. Do participate in a Yule Festival activity in Frostbluff. While you're running around in Frostbluff, that will pop up at some point. And it doesn't count towards that 10, but when you turn it in, you turn it back in here to Mara, and she'll give you a little sack of presents, and it can be like festival tokens or marks, or sometimes you get like a tome of will or might or something like that, which is pretty rare. So that one's kind of fun when you get that. All right, and let's go ahead and open our Hobbit present here because it's been sitting there staring at me. So I have a silver Hobbit present waiting for me to open today. Let's see what we get. Oh, just regular stuff. Wide Boffin. I only got a minor potion of power and 20 virtue XP. Oh, well. All right. Hey, Affadil. Would you like to go do a mission together? Excellent. Let me come find you. So, I've picked up a quest from Mara earlier that said, go bring cheer to other people, and it only just said, go do a mission. And this was a question that came up after my stream last week. Hello. Is like, what do we mean? Like, which mission? How do we know if it counts? Like, all that sort of thing. Like, literally any mission in the game will count. Hello, Bloated Weasel. Welcome to the show. So I actually, on last week's stream, because I do cross-post these over onto YouTube, onto my YouTube channel, and I went ahead and went to the Lotro Wiki, and I found all the different locations where missions can happen. There's like 3 or 4 different dwarven ones. There's the Wildwood. There's the new Before the Shadow areas, so Cardalon and Swanfleet now have some. So there's missions like all over the place. There's a couple of like continuing adventure little mini storylines that they put together, and they did one for Bilbo Baggins, and those are also, each one of those chapters is also considered a mission. So that's what we're gonna go do, is we're gonna go over to Rivendell. So let me get my Rivendell hat on. And I think we're going to let you go, little goat. You can go back to sleep somewhere. So yes, we're going to head over to Rivendell. And I'll follow Affadil for a minute. So if you are curious about, what counts as a mission, well, basically any mission counts for this. Any mission, anywhere in the game. It's not spelled out in that quest very clearly, but I think that's what they're trying to say by not giving you any more details, because it's open. It's so open. So when we come across this bridge here and we're headed towards the last homely house, instead of going up and inside, we're going to turn here, and there's this gazebo. Well, I'm not sure if I'd call it a gazebo. It's like a partial gazebo. It's like a frame. It's a Fremibo. Anyway, there's this elf here. There's a whole cute storyline that involves the further adventures of Bilbo Baggins. And you would start with chapter 1, and you're going to work your way through just like in a normal situation. This is not a normal situation. I just want to do a mission, and I want to go turn it in and get credit for it. So I've already done all 10 of these before, so I've seen the story, I've seen the whole thing, and I know chapter 7 takes place basically just outside of Goblin Town. I'm like, I'm going to just take that. How did I teleport to Rivendell is the question. I am playing a hunter. And hunters have a wide variety of travel skills. So, actually, let's pause a second, and I'll pull that up. So, let's see. Let me close it down. So, is it racial? No. Travel skills. As I go up in level, I can accumulate these travel skills. So, travel guide, and they're all guide to. Those are the words you're looking for as a hunter. So I have guide to Mickle Delving. I guess I could have just done that. There we go. So I have guide to Mickle Delving, which takes us into the Shire. Guide to Thorn's Hall, which takes us to the top of the stairs. Guide to Bree takes me to the West Gate of Bree, and it takes me and my entire fellowship who's standing close by. So if somebody's like over there, they're gonna miss out. They're too far away. But everybody who's kind of bunched near me, who's in my fellowship, can travel with me. So it's a really cool thing that hunters can do, and that's one of the reasons why I love playing a hunter, because I love the travel. And it's free. Like, there's no cooldown on it. There's no cost to it. Well, I think it actually costs me like a teeny bit of power. It costs me 102 power. Oh, look, I'm back up. Like, it's nothing. It really, you get your power back when you're not in combat fast enough. My power generation is, so I don't worry about it. Yes, you're a hunter and you never knew about this. Oh my gosh. Yes, definitely check the wiki link that before posted there, because the hunter wayfaring, some of these guide to skills you're just given as you level up, like it's just auto bestowed. But some of them you have to do something in order to earn it. For example, like the guide to Oscaruth, you have to, I think, have a certain amount of reputation with the Eaglane, and then you also have to do like this little quest. You have to do a quest where they're like, go find a thing. And so you go out and there's like, you find something and it's like, aha, you should keep going west. Oh, you should go to the south. Oh, you should go more west, and so you keep finding your way until eventually you find what you're looking for, or who you're looking for, whatever it is. And then you go back to the person that, the quest giver for that, and you turn it in. They're like, aha, thanks, good job, hunter. Here's a travel skill. I'm not sure how that works, but there we are. They really start accumulating when you're in the 20s and then beyond. Annoyingly, Guide to Rivendell is much higher level. It's like 35 or something crazy like that. And I'm like, by the time I'm that level, I've been going back and forth to Rivendell a lot. So I kind of wish they would do that one earlier, but whatever. But yeah, it's really super handy for taking up. Oh, you pulled up the panel, it works. Nice. So you've probably accumulated already some of them. But yes, then you'll want to take a look at that wiki link, because it'll tell you all the ones that you don't get auto bestowed, and now you can go and go earn those. Guide to Trestlebridge, you use reputation. You have to be a certain reputation, and then you use some of their rep barter stuff to buy that. But now I bought it. I'm like, yes, thank you. I would love to have that. And then some of the higher level ones, you definitely have to do like reputation and bartering tokens of some sort. So just plan for that as you get into the higher and higher level stuff, but still, it's great. Yeah, I go and I buy every travel skill, every guide to skill I can find, or if I'm like getting into a new area, I'm like, okay, where's my guide to skill? Because the way they've kind of done it, I've noticed, is that every map generally has a hunter guide to skill. So for example, we're in the Misty Mountains. There is a guide to skill, travel a hunter one that takes you to, I think it's Hrimbar, up kind of far north. Maybe I've gone too far. Virendal? Nay, I think it's Karsho. The travel skill from the hunter. It's up in this area, I'm pretty sure. Is it this one? Oh, there it is, Hrimbarg. So that's the guide to skill that you'll get as a hunter. It takes you to there. You won't get any for any other parts of the Misty Mountains, for example. Not counting Rivendell, because Rivendell is kind of a special case. Technically, Rivendell is supposed to be part of the Trollshaws. So you get Rivendell. Actually, I think you do just get Rivendell. Now, you can also get one to the Angle of Mythythel, but that one's one where you have to purchase it with rep stuff. But it's an extra one that you can get, which is really nice. Tornhad. Oh, yeah, the Angle one is Tornhad. That's where it takes you to. It takes you to Tornhad. The Shire, that one takes you to Mickle Delving, but you can... Yonder Shire doesn't have one specifically, but you can get one through rep to No Bottle. I think because it's new, they didn't put one in. Ered Luin, you get one to Thorn's Gate. You don't get one to Kellendam, which is kind of annoying because it's so far away. Let's see. Eregion, it's Akadunin. Anyway, so yes, you get one for each area, basically. Totally worth it. Yes, I track those when I get to a new area. I'm like, okay, well, what level do I need to be, and who do I need to be friends with? Let's work on that. I get very focused. Okay, but let's go ahead and do this mission. So this fellow here is going to lead us on a little merry chase. So we need to figure out how to open the gate. Follow. We need to figure out how to open the gate into Goblin Town over there. We know that there's a hidden key somewhere about, but we don't know exactly where. And there's a pack of goblins in our way. Now, I feel like we can take them, but we're not going to. We're going to hide in this little tent. And he's like, hey, this is great. He's like, why is this great? It means the goblins aren't going to come check over here because they've already, ransacked the place. So we're going to hide here. He's going to get their attention. They're going to follow him. We'll go find the hidden key and get into the back gate. That's the whole plan here. Lotro Compendium thing works really well. Awesome. Yeah, Lotro plug. Yeah. So B4 is kind of like, our resident Lotro plugins knowledge base in the streamer team here. So, and he will be streaming after me. So if you have any questions about plugins or any of that, he is your go-to. And you can even put stuff in the chat. And so I get the plugin compendium and the Lotro companion mixed up. Oh, sorry. She's down there looking for yeah, she's going to pull the key out from underneath that rock. It's the third rock from the sun or the end. All right, look at that. We have a key. Isn't that great? Now we can go unlock this gate. This is kind of how we do it. We pretend like she threw the key up to me or something. Now we can go rescue Bilbo. That's the whole mission. We have completed this mission. He's going to talk for a moment, but then we get a reward. Let's open the reward. Yay, we got stuff. All right, let's travel now. So, we have done a mission. We just have to turn it into this guy. Sometimes it takes a minute to make that transition from, hey, we're in a mission to, hey, we're not in the mission anymore. To me, it's like akin to waking up in the morning. It's like, oh, am I awake? Not really. Okay, am I awake? Yeah, okay, I'm awake now. All right, so we did it, blah, blah, blah. Finish now. Now, the cool thing about doing that is we get tokens that we can barter with him. And there's some fun stuff here. There's some different tomes you can get. What's the max on this? There's a, I think, what are these tokens called? Further adventure tokens, okay. Okay, cool, I have 316 out of 500. There is a cap. And I think I missed it one time and ended up over cap, but it won't let you, so it just like lost some. I was like, oh, that's sad. So I've been trying to buy up like all the pet tomes and then the Adventurous Visitor is great. It's a housing item, and it's Bilbo, and he just kind of walks around reading a book. It's great. So I have that in my house. I mean, who doesn't want Bilbo to come and hang out in their house? And then you can also get various jewelry items to help you. There's a couple other. You could get Eladan and Elrohir to come and stand around in your yard or in your house. You know, they can hang out wherever. But then there's various jewelry items that you can get that like, you know, help that are, you know, different buffs of different kinds. But I like the stuff I have. I don't think I need to swap out to any of these. So I think I'm good. All right. So now we got to go back to Mara, back in Frostbluff, and tell her what we did. So I'm going to use one of my hunter travel skills. I'm going to use travel to Bree, because I know that there's a stable master nearby. Will take us back to the Yule Festival. Because I go to Bree so often, I went ahead and put the travel to Bree skill, the guide to, on one of my bars. You see it over here on the side. So what I've done is you have some flexibility with where your different bars are. Let me pull up. So Control O brings up my options, and it's quick slots, I think. So enable companion quick slot bar, blah, blah, blah. Hang on, let me scoot down. So I have it always showing bar 4, always show bar 5. So that's what those two are over there. And then, let's see. Okay, so if you want it to be lined up, you click make it horizontal. So like 1, 2, and 3 here are horizontal. They're also docked. Oh wait, maybe 1, 2. Anyway, they're also docked on here, so they're not like wandering anywhere. But I've got 4 and 5 are not docked and they're not horizontal. So if that's how they ended up over here. So because if I hit on my keyboard, Control \, so that was Control, and then that one. Let's put that in the chat there for you. I just hit those two things. And so I hold Control and I hit \, there, and it brings up this menu where you can move things around. So I can just grab a hold of this bar and I can put it anywhere I want. And I like having it over on the side. I find that works really well for me. And I just have them next to each other, but not on top of each other. And the Control \, and the menu goes away. So now I've got like, I kind of have like the foods I need to take when I'm in combat or going into combat. Yes, so that's how you can change things and how you can move things around. Then I have like some pets and emotes here that I like to do. And then my second bar, I tend to have like travel skills that maybe I just got because, you know, we're going to be going there often. So my guide to skill to take my fellowship there is really handy. Or in this case, Bree, because we go to Bree all the time. So I keep that one there. And then a couple other like emotes things. And then as a hunter, there's a skill called Desperate Flight, which allows me to leave immediately where I'm at and travel to the nearest rally point. So let me click that. I'll show you. Like, boom, it did it. Like, no thinking, I'm out. And you'll notice I'm at the nearest rally point, which happens to be outside of the west gate of Bree. I don't want to ever click that by mistake. And when I need it to be somewhere where I will find it. So I can't have it like buried and like, oh, I have to hit Control, you know, or Shift K to pull up my skills and, or, you know, none of that. I ain't got time for that. So that's why I have it over here on the side where I'll find it, but I'm not going to hit it by mistake. So yeah, that one is not on any of your bars. I get it, right? Like I use it so rarely. So it seems weird to have it on any bar, but it's nice to have it available. Now, speaking of bars though, you know how you can, you have little arrows here and you can cycle through your bar setup that's right here. So if I click up, I have a whole different set of things I can put there. That's not something I try to do in combat. That's like too too fiddly for me. So I have all my good combat stuff here and my mounts and what I need right here. But I do social stuff sometimes with my characters. And so I have this whole second side is usually emotes, which apparently is not what other people do. So I'm sharing that with you all just as so you see what kind of fun, silly stuff I get up to. And it's fun because I play characters on Laurelin. That's where I do most of my Hobbit socializing. So when I'm on Laurelin, I have that bar up almost all the time. In fact, I almost should just switch them. But so I find that really, really handy and really useful. So because I know, for example, like this is going to be cheer, this is going to be clap, and this is going to be chuckle. Chuckle, which is not the same as LOL. So chuckle, you stand still and you just kind of giggle a little bit there. But if you do like /laugh, that's the one where you fall down on the floor. Well, I don't necessarily want to be doing that in the middle of a social event. Sometimes it's a little bit too much, right? We just want to chuckle. So I have that one there. And then we have waving hello, waving goodbye, agree, throwing a kiss, and hugging. So I make sure I have those the same, like on all my characters, on all my servers that do social things, because I just need to be able to just click it and not have to think about it. And then I have all these dances. Yeah, a lot of hidden. So sorry. So yes, Blood Weasel is saying I do the same about having the emotes things. And Real Tough says a lot of hidden deeds and titles for emotes. There absolutely are. And so I do have like some of the emotes that you can earn like through the festivals. There's dance instructors. So if you haven't run across this yet, I know there's some new folks in the chat. In your emotes, if you just type in dance, you'll see that there's like you have a dance 1, 2, just a regular dance, which you do something, and then you have a dance 1, a dance 2, and a dance 3. Those come standard with every character, and they're slightly different in different races. Like the dance 3 for high elves is this like very what's the word I'm looking for? Like kind of ballet style. It is just kind of just like this little leap, and it's quite lovely. I've actually converted to playing either hobbits or high elves and not elves, because the high elves have the dance 3 that's just so cool. So gotta have that. But so you'll notice that I have these other ones though that are kind of, so those are like green. Those are ones that you get just by default as a character. But like these yellow ones, these kind of gold colored ones, you have to go and earn. So there's a dance dwarf and then a dance dwarf 2. I went and learned those from the dance instructor up in Thorns Hall during the festivals. So that's how you get it. And same thing, dance elf 2, you get that from the elf instructor over in Dooland. Hobbit and Hobbit 2, you get those from the dance guy over at the Party Tree, and Man and Man 2 are at the Bree Festival grounds, the Breeland Festival grounds. Bloated Weasel asks, what's the UI skin that I'm using? It looks really nice. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I really enjoy using the JRR Skins collection. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. Here, let's see, exclamation point UI, there we go. I can make Moobot say things. So that's the one I go to is, should be, yeah, I think that takes you to the JRR Skins collection. So let me go to UI settings. So so if you go to UI settings on the side there, and then you scroll down about 2/3 the way down here, these are the options that you have. So I am using the JRR Delving Hills, and I'm using the wide 2 version. I like that one a lot. There's also, let's see what the other ones that I really like. The Durin's Folk is really cool, but it's definitely very Dwarven. Green Leaves I also quite like a lot, and I will use that one because it also does a lot of vines and leaves and stuff. The JAPPME wide, I'm pretty sure I used that one. And Spirit of Elfwood. That's the other one that I use sometimes. But this one's nice and hobbity, and it's got this like cute little door when you're doing on auto attack, and it's got some adorable things. So, okay, so we did a mission, and that completed that. So let's pop down here to Mara. Remember, she said, go do a mission. So I'm coming back to tell her I did a mission. And this is for this quest. She gave me a mission to bring good cheer, right? So I spread some Yule cheer. She says, well done. She gives me some festival tokens. Awesome. That helps me work on a deed. I think it's a skirmish is where it's listed, right? Oh, is it? Class, race, epic, race, and social? Oh, okay. They surprise me every time. Bringer of good cheer. Here it is. So you have to complete a mission to bring good cheer. That quest I just turned in 40 times to complete this deed. The festival does not last 40 days in 1 year. So this is a deed you have to work on over at minimum 2 years. So we did a bunch of them last year. I think we did almost every day. We did like 25 last year, I think. So then we just had to last another 15 to do this year before the festival ends, and we will complete that. So I have 3 more days. And you don't get a title, but you do get a Tome of the Wild Gray Donkey and the satisfaction of completing another deed. So I really like this skin too. Well, that's obviously one of my favorites. I keep going back to it. Sometimes I'll go over to the green leaves for a while or something, but I tend to come back to the Hobbit one, to the Delving Hills. Okay, so we have finished a quest. Completing that mission quest counts as one for Mara, who's like, hey, go do something. And then, hey, she's like, I'll give you a sack of presents. And so she does. So let's see what she gave me in the sack of presents. I got 3 Yule Festival tokens and a full inventory. All right, so I am actually sitting on 9 out of 10 Frostbluff activities. So I think I'm going to go do one more and just finish it up. I think we'll just do the empty keg emergency because that's nice and quick. So we're going to zoom up and take us over here. And there's some kegs. Hey, look at that. So we're going to pick one of those up because the keg is running low. Now, we can't be seen by any of the watchers. So like that guy right there, he's a problem. But I'm just going to wait him out. So where I'm trying to go is down there. But there is a watcher who is always there. So what some people do is they'll jump here and land on the tables and keep running. I am not that adept. So I just wait till this watcher goes by, and then I run over to these tables, and I jump over the wall. And somehow I'm, nimble enough to do that with a keg in my hands, not drop it, nothing but net. Pretty awesome. And then this dude's right here. I can turn it right back in. So I am going to zoom back up to Mara and be like, hey, I've done 10 things finally. It only took me 4 days. She's like, good job, you. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is we are going to change servers. Dum, bum, bum. So I'm going to pop over to Crick Hollow. Let's see. I can't remember if I have a thing for this. Oh, yeah. There we go. Switching servers. At the top. So I just got to wait for my log out to finish there. And then I will log into the next server. Ooh, I wanted to say that in October-November timeframe, Standing Stone Games participated in Extra Life. And Extra Life is a fundraising campaign to raise money for children's hospitals, Children's Miracle Network hospitals in North America. And, oh, man, that made it worse. Standing Stone Games is located around Boston, and there is a Boston Children's Hospital. So most of the folks on the team will raise money for that particular one. I'm also in Europe, so we don't need to worry too much about a children's hospital here. But I was happy to help raise money for that same hospital. So if you donate in the campaign, which the total raised by this team is listed there, which is kind of cool. You can pick things off of the community loot list that Cord puts together. Cordovan, who's the community manager. Let's see if it's still out there. Awesome. So at this point, we're not doing any more like stream days where we're like, yeah, rah, rah, rah. Oh, but I meant to give stuff away today. Okay, I'm totally giving stuff away next week. I promise. I will make it happen. Oh, somebody outbid me for some wallpaper. Alas. All right, let's get me over to Winterhome here. So here I am over on Crick Hollow, and this is, which steed am I on? This is the Yule Gala steed. So I think we were talking about that earlier. And I'm also wearing the Yule Gala dress, but I've dyed it white. So it has a different look to it than how it normally would look. All right. And so let's, oh, actually, I don't need to go talk to you. And I have my Wenda. Cool. That's a VIP subscriber thing. Makes me very happy. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to... Actually, I'm a low enough level hunter that I do not have the Guide to Bree skill. I do, however, have a milestone set at the Prancing Pony. Milestones were on sale recently, and I think they might be on sale again right now. So I'm a milestone junkie, even as a hunter. Yeah, I was going to show you, let's see. So my milestone skills, I've bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you get 1, so I've bought 5 so far. I also have all the cooldowns. So my milestones only take 5 minutes to get me anywhere. All right, so why in the world would I come here and not start riding towards the front gate of Bree when I'm trying to get to the festival, right? Well, here's a funny little shortcut, and especially if you are, on a computer that doesn't take too long between your loading screens, is I come over here and there's a Breeland Festival Grounds horse. So I click on that and it's an auto travel. It takes me to the festival grounds. Well, I don't need to be at the festival grounds. I need to be at the west gate of Bree. Well, look at that. There's a horse that will take me right back to Breetown. Here I am, right where I need to be. So it's a funny little shortcut that I do, but it's nice and quick. Also, if I had, I could have used like my travel to Lalia's market skill. That's another option I could have done, and then come out and that takes me out near the Prancing Pony also. So, all right, so we're gonna head over to Winterhome. So now we're on Crick Hollow. So I will change my, where's the thing here? Oh wait, yes. Server text. Let me change that to Crick Hollow. So now you all know where I am. And let me adjust that one more slight change. Crick Hollow is a long word, so we're gonna do it like that. That's pretty good. You know, it's gonna bother me that it's not more centered though. Yeah, that's better. Okay, we'll go with that. I'll stop fussing. All right, so we are in Winterhome. So now I want to show what it's like to go and do like all the questies. So this is a level 18 character, so her life is a little different. So we're going to pick up the wrapper in the Spirit of Yule, and we are not going to do a mission because I don't think I've talked to the mission person. I don't even think I should give it to me yet. Now, Guard Kemper here has 2 quests. Moving them off, which is where you go and yell at people and make them walk off like that. And then there's also the Abominable Snow Beasts. The Snow Beasts I don't mind, because I'm going to go cheer at them, and I'm finding that okay. But I'm not going to go tell people to move along. That just makes me unhappy. Oh, biggest stomach of them all. Yes, we're going to do this. So now hers is the eating challenge. And it's a timed quest. So I'll show you all what I do. Right now, we're just waiting, right? She hasn't started. We've got some time. So while we're waiting, 10 seconds. All right, fine. I will stay here at the tables and wait. Oh, this person is cleaning up. So there's a drink right there. That drink might clear my stuff. Because each one of these things that I eat is giving me a bad thing. Oops, I think somebody else got to the berries before me. All right, so fine. No, I just want to eat one more thing. All right, and can I get to the mystery drink in time? So my 5th item, I want to be the mystery drink. Ah, I miscounted. I missed something. All right. Oh, I wonder if somebody else had already gotten something. That mystery drink did clear all of my effects, except for the one that I ate afterwards. So for the next 3 minutes and 50 seconds, I am at minus 1% run speed. So normally you would have like 4 or 5 effects on you. I guess I might go ahead and go. Let's take a look at our... Oh, I have mail that I'm ignoring at the moment. And the remote quest, which is participate in a Yule Festival activity in Frostbluff, which we are working on. And then let's take a look at our silver gift. A pile of copper scraps. All right, so here's what I do is I kind of look ahead and see, is anybody else also eating? And it looks like that person, nope, they're cleaning. All right, cool. So I'm not going to have competition for the good stuff. And I've only got 1 effect on me. All right, we're going to risk it. So notice how her ring is still sitting there. This part is not timed. So I'm going to click on her and click on the biggest stomach of all. And she's like, okay, go to the 2nd phase. Off you go. Zoom. So now when I get to these tables, the food starts to appear. So I'm going to eat some mushrooms. The best is berries. There's no berries. 2nd best is mushrooms. 3rd best is eggs. And there's some more eggs going over there because of how long the debuff is. There we go. So I can get some more berries. So sometimes there's a mystery drink here. We didn't get one this time because the mystery drink will either super slow you down or it will get rid of all the other buffs, or debuffs, however you want to look at it. All right, we'll grab some mushrooms. We're grabbing these berries. There's some mushrooms over there. That's 3. All right, I guess we'll stick with a pie for number 4. Wait, there we go. And mystery drink. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. It made it worse. Look at, there's a big bright red one there. I'm horribly ill. Minus 60% run speed, but it's really short. It's only like 20 seconds. So I am still under time here. I've got 16 seconds left to go. I'm going to go ahead and turn it in and start moving. Notice I mounted up before I turn it in. That is a real nice key. Now notice how slow I am getting off of my mount there. It's like crazy cakes. So at least the buff that I have about being slow from the mystery drink will go away quick. Like it's already gone. But I have all these other ones. I have uncomfortably full, like they are stacking up. So you'll notice they're all like minus 3% run speed, minus 2% run speed. Like there's, yeah, I'm really slow right now. All right, that's 5 things. See how I'm like, but if you can mount up, and when you're riding, it doesn't count against you. As soon as you turn that in, the timer starts for the next table. So you want to get there as fast as you can. That's why I mount up. All right, so notice I'm doing berries, but oh boy, there's not a lot of good stuff here. All right, we'll eat these berries. I see some eggs over there. So we'll pop over to these eggs. But bread is the worst. And when you've got all these buffs against you, you eat so slowly that a bread can take you like 20 to 30 seconds. I have 35 seconds left. If I did 2 breads, I'd be sunk. But thankfully, this is the last one. The eggs will be it. Look how long it's taking me to eat those eggs. Okay, now I just got to turn it in to this guy right here. Boom. Woo! So that's doing all 5 of the tables. So you see how this person's kind of glowing green. She's in the middle of the food challenge. Look how many she's got on her. Whoa. And you can see she's eating the pie also. So that's another key you can use if you have the, I think there's a checkbox somewhere to see what the other person is targeting. See what your target is targeting. That's really handy. Like she's targeting the smelly garbage. She's looking for something good to eat. That's not going to stop her. This person is targeting the smelly garbage. All right, so now the other option that could have happened is, let's say at the first table, I had eaten my 5 things. Maybe there was no mystery drink or the drink was bad. So I would have had like 4 minutes of, 4 or 5 of those effects on me. Not ideal for going into the second table. So, oh, hey, Dame Hypatia, good to see you. Welcome. So we're talking about the food challenge. So, what I'll do is after I eat those first 5 and I'm waiting for these effects to wear off, I will go and do other things because there's no requirement to stay at the table. Now, I don't leave Frostbluff. I don't know if you are allowed to leave the zone. So I stay in the zone. I don't teleport out or anything like that. But I will run around and do other things. For example, I haven't picked up the quests yet, the rest of the quests. So I would do that. So if you do that, you'll come down here and you'll come to Mabel, and she's got 2. So, which is get more food stuffs so we can make more food and go get some firewood from the living trees that she doesn't realize are alive. And then Basil here will have 1 quest for you, which is Empty Keg Emergency, if you are on the food challenge, the eating challenge, because you cannot have tidying up and the biggest stomach of all or whatever. You can't have those both at the same time. Funny thing is, so I'm going to pick up tidying up now because I've already done the other one. The funny thing though is when you're in between them, so like you finish this table and then you're going up the stairs to go do the next table, his quest, because you're not actively at a table, his cleaning up quest is available. If you pick it up, you can no longer keep working on the food. Or maybe I did do that and I did both at the same time. It was chaos. I do remember trying to do something like that. So just be aware that generally those 2 quests, you don't want to have them interacting. It's just a little bit too much. All right, so we're gonna do some tidying up here. So it's basically cleaning up all the stuff that I just did, right? Like I was eating really fast, and there might be some spills that I've made, and I left some garbage lying around, and there's a grimy dish over there from when I was shoveling food in my mouth. I don't know. Maybe this isn't all me. I would think that the hobbits would leave less on the plate. Just guessing. All right, so we are going to keep rolling because you'll notice that doing the first table, let's see, I have, how many of the things? I've gotten 3 dirty dishes, 3 reeking garbages, and 3 liquid spills. Now up to 4 spills. So you don't get, you can't finish because you need 10 of each of these things. So it's going to take you a couple of rounds, of table areas. You've got to clean up here, and then you're going to clean up there, and you need to clean up there. I think I end up having to do 4 sets of tables to finish it off. So I just kind of work my way around like in a circle. It's no big deal. Now, if you were doing one of the quests where you need to find the folks that have lost their jobs here in Winterhome, this is a good time to maybe be watching for this guy to show back up. Because he gets pushed away a lot, doesn't he? But I'm right here, gonna pick up some more quests. So Charitable Spirit, I'm not working on right now, but I will pick up Cold as Ice. So we'll do that. And then Gareth, he wants me to go make some mischief and let off some fireworks. Absolutely. I'm on board with this. We'll do this. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to do a snowball fight, and I'll be able to do the theater. I did the eating challenge. I'll do a snowman. So just kind of working my way into figuring out how am I going to do 10 quests without doing the one where I lose tokens, which is the giving them tokens. The I just forgot the name of it. We were just there. And I don't like sending them away. One, I think that's mean. And two, I don't like how then they're gone for other players who like maybe, you know, don't have time or whatever, need those characters, or they're turning in, you know, whatever. Or maybe who just don't find that as distasteful as I do. So I tend to not do those two sets of quests. Yeah, I like giving them the tokens up to the point where I've got the deed, because there's a hidden deed for giving them tokens. So I tend to do it up to that point. Now, I don't think I've actually done it on this character yet, because she's newer. The characters that I had over on Anor, I transferred to Crick Hollow. And while I was, well, as part of the streamer thing, I was streaming mainly with Adamantia for a while. And so I wanted to make sure that I had her name on all the servers that I play on. So I went ahead and created an Adamantia on, pretty sure I did it, yeah, while I was still over on Anor. But I never really played her. Like, I just kind of created the character and then she just sat. Because I was usually, if I was going to play any character on there, I was usually playing Gladwig. Because she's like, I don't know, 100 and, well, it's just level like 120 now. We were kind of zooming through in the last days of Anor, trying to get as many of the deeds and stuff that we could, and the titles, and, oh yeah, I want to do the fireworks. Yes, let off fireworks. Let's let off these fireworks. You have set off some distracting fireworks. I tell you what, they are distracting, man. Like, they do fireworks here in the Netherlands a lot. And when they go off, man, there's a lot of them. But, yes. So Dame Hypatia says, yeah, me either. I always give them the tokens. So I'm still working on that with this character. Because I started playing her more when a friend of ours who's in the US was getting back into Lotro, and she'd been away for a long time. So it's really starting over for her. So we started like brand new characters. But then I was like, well, I have this like brand new character that I basically haven't played yet. And she's a hunter, and I want to play a hunter. I have like 3 hunters on this server. It's really funny. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I can turn them some stuff to him. We fixed the keg thing, and we tidied up. You're welcome. Oh, let's go make a let's go pick snowman that we're gonna make. So let's see. I am up to how many things? I've done 2. Is that what I just saw? Oh, hey, let's figure out. Have I done this deed yet? Let's look. It's gonna be class race epic. A cool reception. I have completed this one. Okay, so I have built each of these 5 different snowmen that Virgil has. So there's the classy snowman, the mitten wearing, the scarf wearing, and the cap wearing snowman. They're all very dapper. Indeed, looking quite good, quite good. But then over here, there's this broken snowman, and you're like, I love how they really get into this one. They're like, perhaps if there were more snowmen that looked like this, it might appear that Virgil did this on purpose and was creating a new form of art far beyond the comprehension of the usual Frostbluff visitor. I love whoever writes these like quest dialogues and things. I just, it's a joy to read. All right, so there's the snowball field. And what I'll do is if we don't, oh, nice. If we don't end up doing the snowball quest on stream, I'll come back and do it in a bit. 2 things usually happen here. One, we've got some AFK folks out there. We've got, let's see, Flower Biscuit and Stanimir. Very nice of them. So people will just kind of leave their character standing there, or they'll have an alt account. I think there was somebody named Snowball Target at one point. The character's name was literally Snowball Target. and they would just leave them out there, and they just kind of like wiggle the mouse once in a while to make sure they, don't log off due to inactivity. So I have some alt accounts, and so sometimes I will do that also. And especially I'll find a layer that doesn't already have somebody standing in the field, because it's really nice to have like a target to be able to do that. So because you have to have a target to do that quest. You cannot do the snowball field by yourself. Like you absolutely have to have somebody there to throw snowballs at. So it doesn't have to be somebody who's actively participating though. All right, so I'm in the Grumpwood, and I got to collect some wood off these guys. You'll notice that they're green, like the words are green, because they're level 10 and I'm level 18. So they still can actually like attack me, and if I have too many of them on me, they will damage me. So I tend to start off by doing my Heartseeker very first thing, because I want that to start coming back, because Heartseeker, I can take them out in one shot. The other stuff, not so much yet. So Megan appreciates the snowball target, I think. Megan says, I'm glad you mentioned the seasonal outfits earlier. I didn't even think about collecting appearances. Nice. You've been lurking while you work. Hey, no problemo. This is evening time for us. I don't know if you can tell, but it's dark here. We've got the lights on in the house because it's 7 o'clock at night in the Netherlands where we are. But I appreciate that there are people who are watching, in the US. I would say the highest percentage of the Lotro player base is in North America. The US, Canada, Mexico. And so I am cognizant of the fact that I'm, streaming during y'all's lunchtime, basically. But I figure, hey, it works out. You get a chance to, like, have some Lotro going in the background. You feel like you're actually in Middle Earth, maybe. Maybe it makes work go by better, right? Oh, no! The grouchy tree stunned me. No! Smack you. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I've got my 9 bits of firewood. Now I gotta go down and deal with Grims. Ugh. Sometimes I just will grab, like, another character's higher level or something. Be like, just come with me, please, and take care of these. But none of my alt accounts have higher level characters. But, so B4 and I are almost on every server that I'm on together. Like, I've gotten him to put a character there, basically. So he has higher level characters on here. So if I like got into a pinch, I could be like, come save me. Take me through the woods. But, oops. Speaking of a Grim attacking me, hey. Attacking me from behind. Oh, I guess I didn't need... Okay, well that's fine. All right, I just need one more. There we go. 4 out of 4. Hello, J. Miles. Welcome. Welcome to the chat. All right, I'm collecting some winterberry bushes out here. So this is kind of the route that I do when I'm doing my, questing in Frostbluff and doing the whole winter home thing. Is I'll grab the winterberry bushes that are kind of on the outside. Sometimes, though, it's funny, I'll do the opposite way. I'll come around and do the beasties first, and I will go to, like, that bush or that bush over there. Like, it doesn't make any sense why I would do one way one and the other way different, but I do. Okay, so if you don't know this little trick yet, I feel like that should be a headline. Lotro player shows this one trick nobody knows. You click on the snow beast, and notice how my little cheer button came up. So... you click cheer, you click cheer, you click cheer. Now I have cheered at him 3 times, 1 beast. You don't have to go and find 3 different beasts. And, like, I will sometimes multi-box with the alt accounts, like out here, especially, like, if I've got one of the girls who's been doing snowballs, and, like, I'll just have her pick up the snowball quest, and she'll do it herself sometimes. And so after a while, like, her quests are accumulating. I'm like, I just want to go do some more quests and get her, some tokens and stuff. So, like, I'll be multi-boxing, and I can do 2 screens, but when it gets to be 3 or 4, it gets a little bit much. But anyway, I could do cheer, 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 and the other one, click cheer, cheer, cheer. So you can actually get 2 characters through it on one snow beast. And don't go cheer, cheer, cheer. Just like don't click that fast because it might not accept it. You know, so it's just, if you just do it kind of a nice balanced pace, like cheer, 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 it's really great. So you're welcome, Megan. I'm glad that you, hopefully that'll make your life a little bit easier. So Megan says, I was thrown into the theater acting quest last week. Really fun experience. I think the being on stage thing is fun, actually. I don't need it for most of my characters. Although this character doesn't have all the stuff yet. Oh, excuse me. All right, I have done a quest. So she gave me a bag of presents with some festival tokens. Yay. All right, Kimber, I cheered at the snow beasts. They cared not for my cheering. Let's see, what we got? Oh, yes. Hey, Mabel, I went and got food stuff. And I got you some firewood. You're welcome. And then I'm going to go grab some coal from the oven area for our snowman out there. Dame says, Dame Hypatia says, acting is fun, but 1/3 less using the petals and apples for the deed. I know, right? Because you can't throw them at yourself. Sometimes, though, I will purposefully do the bad stuff because I notice people will go out of their way to do the good stuff. And so I end up usually finishing the petals deed first before the rotten apples. So sometimes I'll purposefully do the wrong thing. All right, let's check in the theater because as you all know who are talking about this, getting a theater spot, getting a theater production to watch is not always easy. Okay, so notice we have that person's AFK, that person's not, that person's not, that person's not. Okay, so we have, oh, and we have 2 more there. So we have a minimum of 3 people because you need a minimum of 3 people. Ah, a couple of them just disappeared. You'll notice that the AFK person did not disappear. That is by design. You can type in the thing / here, I'm going to click on myself. So you can see there, and I click AFK, enter. Notice it just marked me as AFK. Do the same thing again, / AFK, and it's a toggle. If you mark yourself as AFK in the theater, you will not get pulled up on stage. Yes, Megan, that is correct. Yeah, Megan says, I read that if you AFK, it does not put you on stage. That is correct. So that's one way to be in the theater if you're like, I really need to use up these, petals and these rotten fruit. That's one way to ensure that you don't end up on stage. Aldosi says, try Arkenstone. It's mostly rotten apples. That sounds like something our 2 guys up there would be saying. I love the fact, I don't know if there's some of you who may have not noticed this yet, but the old Muppet Show, how they had the 2 guys. Yeah, there's Statdor Proudfoot and Waldo Tunley. They're telling like bad jokes. So like he said, let's see, Statdor said, I heard the protagonist is a real icy personality. Waldo says, oh, really? That's surprising. And Statdor says, why is that? And Waldo says, because her acting is always lukewarm. Oh. So, yeah, Statdor and Waldorf that are in the, from the Muppets. Dame Hypatia says, Beliger has more apples, too. Wouldn't that be... Let's see. Well, apple, I guess. In Dutch, apple is spelled almost exactly the same, but you swap the E and the L, so it's apple instead of apple. It's pretty close to the same thing, right? I'll show you another trick that I do in the theater, and some of you may already know this. Once the actors come out, okay, so you know how you can tooltip something? So like if I'm hovering over this person, it gives me their little bobble about them. If I press the letter H on my keyboard, it just turned it into like a thing on my screen that I can move around. Now, if I hit escape, it clears it. So just keep that in mind. But so if I can hover over each of these people, so I got that one. Now, if they're moving around, I have a harder time catching them. Okay, there's that one. And then there's one more back there. There we go. So now I've tooltipped all 3 of these people. Yeah, it makes the tooltip sticky. So, and then what I do is, once I figure out who is who, I've done the play enough times that I know where the characters are supposed to be. So the antagonist is supposed to be over here after this first little intro. Then the Bilbo ends up over here, the protagonist, and then you've got your party goer kind of in the middle. You know, when the actors on stage are like, you know, come here. Okay, so throw Frostbluff petals at Lillian. So I click on them, and I've put the petals and the rotten fruit on my bar to make this easier for me. Okay, so there's the evil dwarf. And so whoever is playing the evil guy will have the frowny face over their head. Looks like that guy has the frowny face. So I'm going to put this one kind of over on this part of the screen. So I know, okay, here's our evil guy. And I know I can click on them over here. What evil plan do you have up your sleeve, Gandalf? See, they're expecting the evil actor, the Gandalf actor, to be standing in this area. Oh, they forgot to put a slash. That's okay. I can throw a rotten fruit at you. But they won't get credit for having done an emote. So if they're trying for like one of the titles, like Star of the Show or something like that, that won't help them. The different titles, some of them you just have to participate as that role, but you do need to do like 3 emotes, at minimum 2. So you want to make sure you always are doing something, not just showing up. All right, so which one is Bilbo? Looks like that one might be Bilbo. Yep. Frostbluff flowers. Okay, so our Bilbo is here. And then our party goer is here. Now I tend to put them like really high up on my screen. So they're going to be behind the Crick Hollow. I must say I've never had so much fun in all my life. But who invited the sour-looking dwarf? So you think, they're going to do a dwarf thing. But you're like, no, no. She's like, how are you enjoying the party? Party goer. So party goer, middle person. They should be emoting anytime now. Dun, 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 dun. Yay! Good job. I went ahead and took floaty names off so we can kind of like see the play a little bit more. All throughout the day, there was feasting and merriment. While the hobbits were preparing dinner, others were preparing something completely different. Everything is going according to plan, Gandalf. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get another Gandalf emote thing here. No one suspects a thing, not even that pesky Frodo. Are you ready to spring our trap and steal Mad Baggins' fortune? So one thing you can do is if you struggle to like type out the emotes and stuff, yay, is you can actually pull them down, like, you know, and put them on a bar, and if you want to like think ahead of time. There are some suggested emotes out there on the interwebs. Oh, we're waiting to see what Bilbo's going to say. He's over there. The party goer is very active. Aw, the cat's snoring. She's snoring very quietly though. Yes, you are. You're so cute. Oh, there we go. Frostbluff petals. Hi. She's sleeping in a bed on my desk. Oh, party goer. Are you enjoying Bilbo's speech? I am rather enjoying his speech. Are you not? So this is where the timer thing is kind of frustrating, because if they do 2 in a row that are the same, it's like, I don't have enough time. All right. And now Bilbo has an announcement. But hopefully I can throw rotten fruit at him, because those 3 do come like pretty quick on each other. Yes. Thank you. Perfect. Gandalf, now. And I love how the actor runs off stage. The Bilbo one. You can see their little icon running off. So cute. Wahaha, our plan is complete. No one will suspect we've disposed of Mad Baggins. Now we have Baggin all to ourselves. Isn't that right, Gandalf? So I've clicked on our antagonist here. Who will... What are they going to do? They laughed. All right. Yes, let us begin the search for Mad Baggin's treasure. I was trying to get, what was it? The one where you have to do, like, the wrong thing 3 times during the show. And so I was like, sigh, bored, stuff like that. It was funny. If you're backstage and you're to play a role, you can go and talk to the counterpart character that you're supposed to be playing, and they will often have like little things that they'll say, like, oh, try to act, excited or whatever. So if you're trying to do the opposite, you can do the opposite of that. So, all right, I'm gonna get rid of those. Now it says attended a performance. You saw that in the middle? That's really important, because if you leave before that pops up, you don't get credit. Then you got to run back in and hope that you get back in time for when that goes click and you actually get credit. So, hooray, we got credit. All right, so, ba-bam. Hello, Hobbit. Finish now. Yay. Okay, so let's see, what are we at? Oh, we've done 9 activities. Look at us. Let's go build a snowman. Over the stairs. I just jump over that sometimes. So I didn't pick up the sticks while I was out here because I figure I'm going to get dismounted when I do it. And I was riding off to go get those eggs. And I'm going to get dismounted when I do the snow pile. So I just wait and I pick up the sticks when I come back to build the snowman. I just gather everything else first because it's all right here. All right, wasn't the big one. Oh, there's the big one. Notice how this one is giant compared to the one I just made, or compared to the original. See the difference? Maybe you can see the difference. See, that one's giant. I mean, look at how small I am compared to it, right? As opposed to like a normal one, which is like this one. I'm like, I could look over the top of this one. So that's a fun little trick because basically in the field where there's all these different snow piles, somewhere is a snow pile that corresponds to each of these different types of snowmen, and that will make a big one. So this is the location for the snow pile if you want to make the giant broken snowman. I think, let's see, which one is it? There's another one that's in this direction too, and there's another one that's down in this way somewhere, and which one is it? Because I got a really good screenshot with one of my elves on it one time. I think might have been the cap wearing one. Might be that one. That's also like in that direction, but it's not the same spot. I'm pretty sure I think it's a different spot for each of the 5 snowmen. So I'm surprised it's still there. I thought they went away a lot faster too. Like the one I built is gone, isn't it? Oh no, it's still there. Oh, nice. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it is a big boy. So that's a fun little thing that you sometimes will discover. All right. And here's some stuff. Good job. I'm also tracking, I don't know if you noticed, but I have over here in my, on my stuff, I went ahead and pulled up the deed for throwing rotten fruit at actors. I'm on tier 3, so I've done tier 1 and tier 2 already for both the throwing rotten fruit and throwing the flower petals. And so I'm at 11 out of 25 for rotten fruit and 15 out of 25 for the petals. See, it always goes faster with the petals. People want to do good stuff, right? Like they don't want to mess up. So, all right, so I've got those and I'm working my way through. I just need to do, it's probably a couple more days. I'll have it done. I mean, you can just sit in the theater and watch show after show after show and keep working your way through them. Like you can get that done in a day. Oh, actually, just like you can, which one is it? There's the snowball one, raining snowballs. 11. Okay, so I'm at 2 out of 11. So raining snowballs is another deed that you can complete during this festival, the Yule Festival. So you need to win the snowball fight on easy, which is just hit somebody, hit people 10 times in like the full time that you have. And then win it on hard 3 times. And that's, we have to do 15, and you have a timer on that one. But if you manage to do both of those, you get a title Snow Beast, and you can just keep picking up the quest. I think it comes around like every 10 minutes. So the daily one, you don't get every time. I mean, it's once a day. But his quests down here. So like I've got, Battle of Snowballs, easy, hard. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do hard. Why not? And then I'll pick up the daily. All right, so I'm going to pop in here because why not? We have some targets. So let's do it. Now, interesting thing is if you are in a fellowship, when you go to pick up the snow off of the snow pile, once it starts, it'll keep asking you like, it's trying to do the thing where anybody in the fellowship could roll for it or can grab it or whatever. So what I end up doing is dropping the fellowship while I'm doing the snowball fight, and then we just refellow afterwards. Oh, all right, 10 seconds. Oh, here we go. Woo! So yeah, so like when I would go pick up this snow, if I was in a fellowship, like the little thing would pop up and it would be asking me like, do you want to do this, that, the other? So funny thing is I use, there's a shortcut for target, like select a target, select nearest target. And then there's a shortcut for use. And so that's what I do. And by default, I think it's like delete and the letter U. So I have rebound mine to delete and then the key right next to it, which is end. So I can just push delete end to select the nearest thing and then to run over and use it. If you do that, just be aware that occasionally you might select something outside of the snowball field. And if you leave the snowball field, you fail the quest. You got to come back. Maybe it's just the hard one, but I have failed it before by running out by mistake. I was like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. So if you do that, just be aware. Oh, cute. She's dancing now. They are aware that I am here. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, select and use is really super handy, Megan. If you're doing crops, if you're farming, that's another thing to, make sure you pick up your crops fast enough, things like that. So it's really handy. Oh, notice I have a timer going. I don't know if you can see, but it says a minute 20, minute 18, 17. So I have a minute and 16 seconds now in which to shoot 5 more snowballs. I ended up collecting more than I needed. Oops. And you notice I have a timer. I have to wait. Now, funny thing is when you're getting hit by snowballs, so notice she has a Winter's Chill Tier 1, and then I hit her again. So now she has Winter's Chill Tier 2, which is minus 30% run speed. And then I hit her again, and now she has Tier 3, and I hit her again, and now she has Tier 4. Oh, I'm all done. So here, I'm going to put these aside, and we'll look at those here in a second. Let me throw her a little thank emote. And we'll wave bye. Bye. Okay, so Winter's Chill Tier 2. That was when I first started tracking these here. And that gave her, the person I was hitting, minus 30% run speed, and it adds 10% time to all of her skill inductions. Then I hit her again. That bumped it up to 40%, minus 40% run speed, and 15% for her skill inductions. And then tier 4 bumps that up to minus 45% run speed and then adds 20% to all your skill inductions time. So as you are getting hit by more and more snowballs, that stuff piles on, which is a real pain. But the nice thing is, so the last one, it might be tier 5, where you get hit and it knocks you out, like you're like stunned for a moment. But the nice thing about that is it clears that and it starts you all over again. So then you're back to fast and moving around like a normal person and everything. So now I could come back in, I guess, 10 minutes or so, and Cecil will have, not the daily, it won't be available to me, but the hard and the easy will be back up. So I could come back and do it again, in 10 minutes. There's no problem with that. So that's one way if you're like, well, I really just want to knock out this deed and be done with it. You can just hang out and do snowballs all day. All right, well, I've done 10 things here. So I'm going to tell Mara, hey, Gumps Gang, welcome. Oh, 5 Raiders from Agent Brigman. Were you streaming, Agent Brigman? I have not been able to catch you recently. I'm like, I love your streams. Your streams are so much fun. Well, welcome. We're, of course, questing in the Yule Festival. Like, why would we not? Well, greetings to you and all your folks and your little one. I'm guessing she's very excited about the holidays. I just think about the holidays. Like, we did Thanksgiving with some family. You are thrilled to be here. Oh, that's awesome, Agent Brigman. I was actually going to wrap up soon, but before is going to be on after me. He'll be doing some of his plugin development and talking about plugins and stuff. So, oh, she's so excited because she's like 3, I think, right? Your mini version. So we did Thanksgiving in the U.S. We flew back to the U.S. for Thanksgiving this year because we live in the Netherlands, as I mentioned earlier. And we had some nibblings. That's kind of the generic term for niece and nephews. Cover them all. So yeah, we were with the nibblings that were 7 and 11 or so. And like just the amount of chaos that happens to a child at that age is so wild. Like they were just like, think of from the mind of a 7-year-old, like they live a couple hours away. So they get dragged over to somebody else's house that they stay out regularly. Like that's comfortable and familiar and normal, but there's always something going on, right? So then while we were there, Thursday, we went to Thanksgiving at one of the uncle's house, and that was like 35 people. Friday, we had people over to the house that we were staying at, and that was another like 32 people, and it was about 2/3 of the same people and about a different thirds, different ones. And then Saturday, so that's Thursday, that's Friday. So then Saturday, we went and saw a different portion of the family. So that was like a different 20, 25, 28 people or so. So like these kids are going to every single one of these things, and there's food, there's kids, there's presents at some of them, there's more sugar than you'd probably eat in a normal day. Like just, and that's just like the beginning, right? That's just Thanksgiving. And then they're hitting into the Christmas season, and it'll be a similar sort of thing right around Christmas where you have like this and then this and then this and then this. And just thinking about how it's got to be just like these super highs and then these super lows and then these super highs and these super lows. So I'm like, yeah, sometimes like the kids would be a little bit like, ah, and I'm like, I get it. Like you just be a little, because you probably need that. You thinking you're getting ready? Okay, awesome. Then I will start wrapping it up here. So yes, okay, so let me turn in this wrapper to Mara Sandy Downs. So we have done 2 out of the 4 for the Festive Flurry Intermediate. So like you've got your 10 quests a day, you get a wrapper for that, and when you turn in that 10, after you do 10 quests, you come back tomorrow, you turn that in, and she gives you some festival tokens. And then, if you do that 4 days total, and I've done it 2, then you complete this. Now I have actually done a version of that already once. Now I'm working on the second time through, and then there'll be a third time through. And you get extra bonuses and all sorts of goodies as well to add to your stuff when you finish those. So if you are into Virtue Experience, let me pull that back up again. Like that's 1,000 Virtue Experience for finishing that one. If you're into Figments of Splendor, that's 400 Figments of Splendor plus another 500 Figments of Splendor. Plus I get Yule Festival tokens for both of those. That was, or no, just one of them, for five tokens for that one. Plus I get a Universal Crafting Ingredient. So if you're into any of those things, these are great ways to, pile up that stuff. Festivals are a great way to get lots of Figments of Splendor, cosmetic items, housing items, cosmetic pets, all sorts of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. So, yes. So Megan, yes, overstimulation. Yes, absolutely. I can't imagine trying to keep an even keel through that. Yes, an Age of Brigman, it sounds like a wonderful time. It really was. It was really awesome to get to see a lot of family because we hadn't been back in a few years because of the pandemic and everything. So it's been almost 3 years since we've seen everybody. And so that was neat. And I was able to, I had some yarn waiting there for me that I had ordered a couple years ago. So it came, it was there. And so I've got this cute it's kind of peachy, orangey, salmon, lavender, pink base. I was expecting a little bit more pink, but it came out more orangey and lavender than I was expecting. But anyway, I wanted to make a hat because it's been cold here lately. So I finished my hat. Well, here, you know what? We're coming down to the end of the stream. I'll take my little hair doodles out and show you. So I finished it last night, the hat, not my hair. And I can't decide if I like it as it is. Because the idea is when it's cold out, I need a good hat, right? I need a good warm hat. So I like it pretty good. But I'm deciding whether to take it, because I haven't finished it off. As you might have noticed, the string is still attached. I'm thinking about undoing it and adding one more band in here. Or do I just like it as it is? It'll probably stretch and get a little fluffier over time anyway. So I might just leave it as it is. It does have a little bit of squish to it, there's some room. So if it stretches out at all, I think I will end up with more room that I'm worried about. So I think I may end up, and I'm just kind of walking you all through my thought process here. Yeah, thank you, Dame Hypatia. They say it's a nice pattern, goes well with the yarn. I know, I was trying to find a pattern that would be not too chaotic. I don't want a giant hat. I just need something simple that could possibly fit in my pocket. I also like that. And also isn't gonna be hard on my glasses because I don't like it pushing on my ears because my glasses are there and that's just, it hurts. So I had all these requirements, right? And I wanted it to be warm because I did another one that has a lot of laciness to it. So yeah, I wanted something that was going to be pretty solid, but something that was still visually interesting. So I think this kind of hit all those buttons. You know what? I think I like the size of it. I think I will finish it off and call it good. So that'll be the top of my hat. So, but I thought it would take more yarn than it did. So I have 2 more of these balls. Plus the rest of this one, so I can make something much bigger next time. We'll see. We'll see what it turns out to be. But it's hand-dyed yarn, so that's always fun, right? That's nice to have something kind of luxurious like that. So, all right, well, I think I'm going to wrap up, but don't go away because you'll have the nice dulcet tones of Before coming up next. Where he'll be talking about plugin development. There's definitely less moving on the screen, but he's very excited about what he talks about. So that's really fun. Yeah, finish that one and then make another one with an extra stripe. I could do that. Actually, I'm probably going to make a cardigan next. There's a pattern I was looking at, and then a friend of mine that I saw during that visit, she had made the one that I was thinking about, and there's not a lot of shaping to do to it, which is good because I don't know how to do that yet. But I want something nice and warm that I can just throw on. when I'm doing stuff. So anyway, so next week I will try to remember to get the codes out. I have codes to give stuff away. I got extra. I did the extra life thing, like I participated, and then I just, as my community loot bonuses, I just picked a bunch of codes so I can give stuff away. So I'm going to give you all my stuff. I just keep forgetting to do it. So hopefully next week I'll remember to do that. So in the meantime, enjoy your Christmas time. This is my Christmassy shirt, my Nightmare Before Christmas. I went ahead and picked this up while we were in the U.S. because you don't get quite kitschy stuff like this over here. So enjoy the coming week and any chaos or festivitying that you are doing. Have a great time. Happy holidays, everybody. And I will see you. I'll be back here next Tuesday. So we're not going anywhere. We're going to hang out here with the cats and enjoy board gaming and video gaming and just have a lovely time here with ourselves. So we will see you definitely next Tuesday, and I'll be the Santa. I'll bring the toys or the slugs. We'll see. I can't remember what I actually asked for. So stay tuned. P4 is up next with Plugging Along, and we'll see you next time. And of course, as I say, remember to, between now and then, stay in touch with that Hobbit side of your heart. All right, take care, everybody. Bye bye. Bye.